All right, let's do this example here. So we have a radical equation here. So notice that we've got this radical here. So we're going to isolate this. We're going to move the 4 over. So we're going to add 4 to both sides. Okay, and that's going to give us this now. Now that we've isolated the radical, now we're going to raise both sides of the equation to a power that's going to get rid of this radical. And since this is a square root, we're going to square both sides, right? So we're going to square this side. And then we're also going to have to square this side. And so now this is going to undo the radical, so that means all we're going to do is get x plus 10. And then over here, we're going to expand this out, so we're going to get x squared plus 8x plus 16. And now we're going to simplify this, and we're going to move everything and make it into a quadratic equation. So we're going to subtract x and subtract 10 from both sides. And so what do we end up with? We end up with 0 is equal to x squared plus 7x plus 6. Okay? And so now we have a quadratic equation. And so now what we have to do is factor this. So we have to come up with 2 factors of 6 that will add to 7. And that would be 1 and 6. Okay? So 1 and 6 will work. So that means x plus 1 times x plus 6 is equal to 0. And so now we can solve this, and that would mean that x is equal to -1 or x is equal to -6. And again, plug these values back in here. If we plug in -1, do we have any issues? Okay, well, if we plug in -1, we get the square root of 9, which is 3. 3 minus 4 is -1. So that gives us -1 equal to -1. That's fine. So now if we plug in -6, we get -6 here. So let's see if we get -6 here. We get what? We get -6 plus 10 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. Right? Well, 2 minus 4 is not going to give us a -6. I want to make sure I did that right. So -6, right? That'll give us plus 10, which is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. 2 minus 4 is -2. So that doesn't work. So -6 did not work. So the solution is x equals to -1. So if we wanted to use braces, so our set notation, so it'd be -1.